Hello everybody, happy Friday. Today I thought I'd take a break from talking about Dreamside to instead talk about a video game that I've had the pleasure to be able to work on, and that is Saga. This is an RPG that was started by Mike Gale a few years ago. He had a successful Kickstarter campaign. He's been working with a small team of artists, and I believe he is the only programmer. So given that this game is inspired by the legendary JRPGs of the 90s, which were also quite a big source of inspiration for me and my own work, especially with Dreamside, it was a natural connection to meet up with Mike. And so we started talking back and forth on Twitter a little bit, and it turned out that Mike needed some help wrapping up some of the graphics for the game. So what I want to do is jump into the game here. This is the beta, so this is a work in progress. So a lot of things are still in development here, but this will give you a look at what the game looks and feels like, and I can talk a little bit about some of my involvement with the game. So mostly what Mike needed help with were user interface graphics. So if you don't know what a user interface is, it's basically this sort of menu that lays over the screen as needed to involve player interaction. So if the player needs to click on a button or something, then that button is going to be a user interface graphic. And so we're working pretty diligently to develop the user interface graphics so that they have a nice sense of style to them, and they sort of fit within the aesthetic style of the game, and they don't just look too much like boring buttons. And then in other ways too, I'll sometimes just get involved with feedback for Mike, talking about trying to adjust the pacing here and there. Another example is we have these dialogue boxes, as is commonly expected for an RPG. And he had these really great character portraits that were drawn up quite a while ago for all of these characters, and they weren't really being featured very much. And I thought it's a great way to sort of visually spice up the screen a little bit, because he has these very cool CG graphics in the background. There's a lot of character to it. I think it's very, very pretty. But there's something about mixing the CG graphics with the 2D characters that I think just looks really appealing. And actually, you can see what I'm talking about right here in this cutscene. So yeah, here's a dialogue box, which we did, and here's a character portrait. Oh no! He just broke the bridge. So I'm gonna skip around here a little bit, and I'm going to take the character to your home, so you can take a look at what I believe it's the starting area of the game looks like, and you can see some of the awesomely detailed interiors that the game features. I love this. There's so much character to all this. Recently, I believe the view in this first town here was adjusted so that you can see this giant tree in the background here. Before, it was more of an overhead view. This is a much more appealing view. And I think at this point in time, this is a lot of what Mike is working on, are these fine tunings here and there that will improve the overall aesthetic quality of the gameplay. That's where you upgrade your weapons. These menus are stuff that we're working on right now, but they're not in the game just yet. So anyway, I just wanted to give you a brief look at it. So if you're interested in checking out more about Saga, you can go to disastercake.com. You can click the link at the bottom. That'll take you there. And you can, I believe, pre-order a copy of the game, which will include access to this beta. So you can download this if you want to check it out, if you want to pre-order the game. So definitely I would encourage you to support Mike and the Disaster Cake team who have worked really hard on this game. And I know that Mike is very approachable on Twitter, so you can always reach out to him and let him know what you think of the game. So anyway, thanks so much for watching this week. We will see you next time, and I'll be back with more information about Dreamside. Thanks for watching.